Up in the sky? Is it a bird? Is it a plane? Why is that man running in the clouds? I don't understand. Can speedsters run in the clouds? Um. Further investigation is necessary. What's going on, Super Friends? It's SuperDude here again with a fantasy draft. Da-na-na, fantasy draft. Alright, alright. So, if you're new to the series, what a fantasy draft is basically I am creating my own Injustice 2 roster. I'm putting who I want in it, how I want them in it, and why I want them in it. The first character we put in it was Heatwave. The second was Black Mana. Now, the third is going to be an interesting choice. But basically, how it works is characters who are not yet to be announced for Injustice, or characters who are already Injustice that I'd want different versions of that character or something like that. That's coming a little later on. Or just straight up something like we're about to get now. Just characters I'd like to see implemented. I'm going to take them. I'm going to tell you what I think their story would be. I'm going to tell you what I would do with them, how they would fight, this, that, the other. And this is a fun one that I've got for us. Zoom. Yes, Zoom. Now, I already know that a lot of you guys are going to be like, hey, hi, Zoom's not a comic book character. He's only in the Flash. Yes, I'm talking specifically about the black speedster that turned eventually, spoiler, that eventually became the Black Flash. I'm talking about that guy. I don't want him to be the Black Flash. I want him to be Zoom. I want that to be his name. You can get that really cool voice actor back. Have Zoom. But here's what you do. You take pieces of the CW version of Zoom, and you take pieces of the actual character named Zoom, put them together, like that, put them together, and you have this new Zoom. This sort of mishmash, the amalgamation of a couple different stories. Alright, so let me read the origin of the Zoom character, and then I'll tell you what I'm going to do to alter it, and then how he's going to play, and how he's going to fit into the story, all that stuff. Okay. History. Hunter Zolomon is Zoom, a speedster supervillain and enemy to the Flash who became the third Reverse Flash. Originally working as a metahuman profiler for the KCPD, he was crippled by Gorilla Grodd and gained powers through an accident with the Cosmic Treadmill. Zolomon lost his mind and dedicated his life to making former friend Wally West a better hero through tragedy. Alright. Okay. So Hunter Zolomon, friend to Wally West, gets injured, wants Wally West to run back in time, basically, and prevent that from happening with the Cosmic Treadmill. Wally's like, no, and then it gets them all out of whack. Here's what I would do. I would mix a few pieces of that and a few pieces of the CW. What I would do is you have Hunter Zolomon, former friend of Wally West. You have former friend of Wally West. He becomes corrupted and ends up getting his speedster powers. And instead of, his name is going to be Hunter Zolomon. And instead of having, the the whole trying to teach him a lesson, that you take the idea of wanting more speed from, maybe he's jealous of other speed. Maybe he feels like these speedsters aren't using their speed right. Like, maybe he feels like he can do good with this new speed ability that he's got. And it's important that you make him frightening. That you give him the sort of breakdown mentally that the character in the CW Flash had. Okay? That's going to prove important in a minute. So, how is Zoom going to be designed? How is he going to play? Well, I would very much like to see a design similar to the CW Flash. That. Black suit, scary messed up mask face, the whole 9 yards. Now, how would he play? I would very much have him play like an evil speedster would play. Like he runs at you and hits you with this thing, and then picks you up and throws you. He hits you with the vibrating hand, picks you up and throws you. He super speed kicks. He throws lightning. Yeah, I want that to be a thing. He throws lightning. Blue lightning specifically, just throws like, and there could be a move where he runs across the screen like that, dash punches, kind of like the, I believe it was a reptile who could do a dash and spin you around. Do that. Do just a bunch of cool little speed tricks. Speed bag. Alright, remember how Johnny Cage had the speed punches, the bah, 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 in Mortal Kombat X, how he did the, if you guys played Mortal Kombat X, that thing, where he did the multiple punches in that one variation? Do that, but with speed effects. It's not a bad idea. Here's my favorite bit that I came up with. It's going to be his special ability. His character power is going to be where he can increase his own speed to so many degrees, and he gets way fast, just unfairly fast. But then afterwards, kind of like the Bane debuff, he is weaker for a certain amount of time afterwards. Like, yeah, he's a lot faster and his moves do a lot more damage, but afterwards he is just tired out and, beat down. Now, for his give me a second. For his super, like his big move, I would very much have it a darker version of what we got. Like maybe he drags the character, like runs him through different cities and just slams him into slamming him into different stuff, throwing him into different stuff. Maybe he runs around him in a tornado, punching him, and then lightning bolt just comes down out of nowhere, just a speedster bolt out of nowhere. Or maybe you get like a super speed punch, and then he super speed runs, punches him back the other way, and then just catches him and just boom, something like that. I think it would be fun to see implementing this sort of darker speedster into it without having the reverse flash. Now, that being said, here's what his story would be. So you have Wally West, who is the Flash in this one. I wouldn't have him be Kid Flash. He'd be the Flash. Because Zoom kills the Flash. And takes his speed. Kills Barry Allen, takes his speed. And then, just because I want this fight, you have the Reverse Flash. He could be a skin for this Zoom, whatever. You have the Reverse Flash take on Zoom, and Zoom takes out the Reverse Flash because he doesn't want Wally West dead. He just wants Wally West's speed. Now, this is where the friendship plays into. He's still Wally West's friend, but his mind is warped. So he wants the speed without killing Wally. Reverse Flash wants Wally dead. So there's a moment in the story that I'm writing where you would have the Reverse Flash go to kill Wally, and then you have Zoom run in and knock the Reverse Flash back, and then you have this big epic villain fight. Reverse Flash versus Zoom. Mm-hmm. 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 Yeah, I want that very much. We never got it in the show, so put it in a game. Um, there's a lot of cool stuff you could do with that character, but that is gonna be my fantasy draft of Zoom. Um, so you really just give him the story of taking other speedsters' speed. That way, the speed boost trait makes more sense. He has little vials of speed boost, speed force that he makes himself faster with. That would be amazing. Now, we're that's the thing. And now, what you seem to notice, I've had a couple villains. They've all been villains. Heatwave, Black Mana, and now we have Zoom. I've been asked if all my characters are going to be bad guys. Not necessarily. I'm just getting a lot of cool characters that I want in these first few videos, establishing the idea. There are going to be some good guys coming in because you can't just have a roster of bad guys. You can. You really can. But I'm not just going to have a roster of bad guys. However, the bad guys may outweigh the good guys. Like, I'm not doing this thing where every villain has to have a hero and every hero has to have a villain. Nope. Not necessarily. There are going to be some things like that, but just I'm crafting with this whole thing. So you just gotta have faith in my character choices. They are my character choices, and that's what this whole thing is meant to be. It's meant to be a fun time waster until Injustice 2 comes out. And it's going to continue a little on after Injustice 2 comes out, because I'm still going to be drafting characters and building this big epic story. Now, my thing is, I don't have a character cap. I don't have a who I would make DLC yet. I'm working on all that. I'm working on a character cap, whatever. I may decide to work with Injustice's character cap. I may not. Who knows? But this has been my Zoom fantasy draft video. Welcome to the game. Welcome to Aaron's game. And for those of you who want to know what I would call it, this is what I've been asked. I'm working on a title for my game, my future game, and it's going to be based around what the story mode is going to be. And I was randomly and I'll answer a bunch of questions about this Fate game if you want me to. Like, I'll do a whole bunch of questions like who would I put in next or whatever. Like, out of these two characters, who would I put in? Like, I'm gonna make this fun. Just fun. Just send me a bunch of questions about my Fate game that I'm making in my head. Like, stuff like who's the main villain, what's the conflict, like what do you want to see me talk about in this game, do you want to see more of this stuff? But until next time, guys, I've been SuperDude, you guys have been SuperFriends, and I'm saying zoom zoom zoom, up up and away.